All right, so we are in the game. We are live, and I'm just making sure that my broadcast is up. Let me turn my phone down. Bam, we in the game. All right, ladies. So we are live on my side, and we over here laughing because people having technical difficulties tonight. Because
Today
of my
has been a day. We are ready for the weekend, okay?
right. Oh my
We're
goodness.
so
You know
ready.
what? Life has been real, right? It's been a minute since
It's
we've
been
had
a
a COVID
minute.
conversation.
Yes, I
But
think it's been what, 2 months?
hmm it
Yes.
has. It has been. And it's timely, right? Because I've had two people lately, close proximity, that was like, I got COVID. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. It's been a minute. So it's time to talk about it. Just did a quick update.
It ain't went
Um,
away yet, y'all. It's not
you know what? It
gone.
ain't
It's
never
still
going away,
here.
Eric. It ain't never going away. It's COVID, and it's just gonna be COVID. So, good evening, everyone. My name is Tony McNeil. I am the founder and the host for Anti Black Conversations and the executive director of Concrete Development. Woo, woo. Um, I know, huh? And I am here with my two amazing guests and partners in the community, partners in good crime, right? Because we do some good work. It calls good trouble when it comes to raising awareness in marginalized communities on things that impact us in the Black community. Black and brown communities. And so I'm here with my sister Mary and my sister Nicole. They're going to introduce themselves for public health advocates. So, Mary, you want to introduce yourself and the program that you guys represent?
Of course. Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Mary Davis. I am the program specialist on the Reach COVID Flu Grant, working at Public Health Advocates. And I'll go ahead and let Nicole introduce herself.
Hi, guys. My name is Nicole McMorris with Public Health Advocates on the Reach COVID Flu Grant as well as the Neighborhood Change Champions. Thank you for having us, Elder Tony.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you guys for joining us. In fact, let me make sure I turn my ringtone down and let me share this really quick on my concrete page as well, because we want to make sure that folks that are close to the concrete are able to access this information too. So tonight, this is our COVID conversation, and we wanted to come to you guys and just share with those of you that are watching or are going to be watching an update on what's going on with COVID. And so, not only do we want to share what's going on with COVID, but we also want to talk about some of the things that have been impacted since the state of emergency was lifted up. Your girl got caught up in some stuff. I wasn't even thinking about it. But before we even get into what we got caught up in, Mary and Nicole, are there any updates that you guys have for us and as a community surrounding COVID?
Definitely. One thing the community should be on the lookout for is the new monovalent booster shot that will be released this coming November. And what this new monovalent shot does for you is actually protects you against the new strain of COVID-19. If you haven't heard, there is a new strain out there. The symptoms are a little different, or they vary actually. However, it's very much the same as your original COVID-19. So the monovalent booster shot will protect you against the EU11 strain of COVID-19. Again, this will be released in November. So if you cannot wait for this, come out, check us out this weekend. We'll be at Van Busker, and we will have bivalent booster shots, which will protect you against the old strains of COVID-19. So again, if you cannot wait until November to get your monovalent booster, which is going to be the newest, the latest booster shot coming out, come see us this Saturday at Van Busker School or Van Busker Community Center, and we'll be able to get you vaccinated.
I'm trying to fix my face, but I'm
Mm,
having trouble with it. So
I
can we
know.
just talk for a minute? So I have had 2 vaccines, a booster, and then another booster.
And the last booster that you got was the bivalent booster. So that one protected you against the original strand of COVID-19 and the Omicron strand of COVID-19. So this new monovalent booster shot, and monovalent just means single one, it's going to protect you against the new strand of COVID-19 that they're calling EU11. So be on the lookout for that one. And they are recommending everyone to get this booster shot that's coming out in November.
Elder
I
Tony,
know
your
I'm
face
looking.
says it all.
It
How you
does
feeling?
because thank you. And I want us to have a real conversation right now about this because I'm about tired of getting shots. And I am tired of people telling me that I need to get yet another shot about COVID. And so I'm gonna ask this question. And I know you guys aren't the experts, but you guys are sitting in these spaces all the time, being inundated with this information. Look, I seen you just now, Nicole. Yes, she's like all the time in these spaces. Yes. So is the COVID shot, the COVID booster, is this going to be like the new every year flu kind of thing? Like every year we're going to need to get a new shot, a new booster when it comes to COVID?
That is in the works. That is not, it has not been approved just yet, but that is something that is in the works where
Some
it's
talks.
going to
There
be,
definitely have been some talks.
yeah, it's going to be an annual vaccine that you'd be able to receive. And it'll be around the same time your flu shot will be available to you.
And so for people in the Black community that just be struggling, because I be struggling, I have been compliant. I follow all the rules. I'm like, at some point, I'm just like, for real, like, is this necessary? Is it relevant? Like, is it still necessary? Is it still that serious?
What do you think? Elder Tony, what do you think? Is it still necessary? You think is
Well,
it
I think
still,
that's the
do
thing.
you
I'm not
think
sure. So look,
do you think that the annual COVID-19 vaccine would be of benefit to the community? Or do you feel like maybe everybody's kind of burnt out on these shots, right? We burnt out on these vaccines. How many times are we going to need to get poked to make sure that we're protected against COVID-19? So,
and how many vaccines are we gonna have to get every year? I just want to really have. Can we? I mean, at some point, okay, I done got the shots, but can I just fuss about it? Can I just no? Honest to God, like, because
yes.
I need people to know for real. Sister girl, Queen Elder be over here like tripping, like another shot. Why? What for?
Well, I'm with you on that because I'm the same. I'm fully vaccinated. I've got the boosters. I've got everything. And then as we're hearing these things that are in the works, it's like another one. Even my kids, they've got their booster shots and everything, and I'm like, again, like I'm kind of burnt out. But
you guys are not the only ones.
Something
Nick, that's what we hear all the time in the community, right? They're tired of getting these vaccines.
Yeah, and I couldn't. And you know what? I didn't resonate with it before. I didn't resonate with it. I felt like I was, wanting to stay safe, wanting to continue to keep my family safe, keep people around me safe. But at what point, I don't even get the flu shot every year. So it's like now this is something that's going to be,
right,
continuous. So just tired. Look, just tired.
So I went to South Africa this year, and I promise you, I went to go and see the travel nurse to get shots, and I think they was happy and skipping to see me coming because they were like, "Oh, Miss McNeil, this is the opportunity for you to just get every shot that was known that." I got. I wanted to go to Africa. I was like, okay, wait, what's this? They gave me every shot that I shoulda, coulda, woulda had. I promise you, Sister Girl was scared. I was going in for 3 months in a row just getting shots because I am not somebody that goes in. You're not just going to put something in my body just because you said one. if I can just be real in an anti-black conversation, I don't trust white folks to tell me that I'm supposed to have nothing.
Hmm.
I don't trust the doctors. I don't trust what they're saying. So I have to have an African doctor who can talk to me in plain English, help a sister understand. I mean, like I already don't trust.
Yeah.
So this is really, really becoming tiresome and frustrating. And I'm trying to see, like, is it necessary?
FDA says it's necessary.
FDA said a whole bunch of stuff. They killing us with the fruit corn, whatever syrup
The
that's
fructose
inside.
corn
Yes,
syrup, right? Mm-hmm.
oh yes. FDA. I got an issue with FDA too. Um, I don't know. I'm trying so hard not to be in this conspiracy theory, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying, type
Mm-hmm.
of a mindset. But at some point, I'm just like, it is becoming frustrating. So I'm running out of ways to encourage our community on how to keep joining and getting these shots. Are you guys
Yes.
having that problem too?
Definitely. Even the incentives are no longer attracting people to these vaccines, right? So we just had to pivot a little bit more and just start pushing out more education rather than pushing the vaccine, get vaccinated, get vaccinated. Let's make sure you're taking all precautions to make sure that you do not catch COVID-19, or that if you do, you're not spreading it. You know what I mean? So,
One or two ways then. So
yeah,
we're approaching it from one or two ways.
I think, like I said, it's not only you, Elder Tony, it's the entire community. Everyone's tired. They're tired of it. They ended state of emergency, so they feel like, why are we continually getting these vaccines? It's no longer
Mhm.
a state of emergency anymore, you know? We're living with it.
Yes. And so and I'm one okay, so we're going to continue to live with COVID. COVID is not going anywhere. And so the other thing that I worry about is if we continue to beat this horse when the next thing comes along, will we have exhausted our resources, what do you want? What do I want to call it? Um, as trusted messengers in the community,
Mm.
will we have lost our collateral, our equity, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the trust that the community has in us, right? Will we
Will we have
lose our, yeah, I hope not.
man,
I don't plan on doing it, you know, and I don't think that you will lose it either. I think that we just have to pivot. We just have to pivot, and we have to come up with more creative ways to keep people aware. Again,
right,
pushing the vaccine is not something, like I said, our community is looking at anymore. So let's
right,
go ahead and let's start pushing out education. Let's start making sure we still pass out these masks. We still
right.
giving out sanitizer. We still have events available for you in your community. So if you are wanting to come out and get vaccinated, you have the
Mhm.
capability of doing so, and you have the access to the vaccines. So I don't think we'll lose the trust of the community, but like I said, I do think we just need to pivot and not so much push it like we were pushing it 2, 3 years ago.
Right, right. Well, I mean, we were dying at mass numbers
Hmm.
because of co-mobility in our communities, in Black and Brown communities, and not, just not quality food. We already had health issues, and so I know that some of those things is an undertow to some things that I see taking place now.
Hmm.
Um, and I also know that just recently, like within the last 3 weeks, two of my closest friends got COVID
Yeah.
for the second or third time. One of them has had it. This is their third time, and the other one, this is their second time.
So if you guys haven't heard, COVID is going around again. And it hasn't stopped going around, but it's really spreading right now because a lot more people have gotten laxed, right? And they're comfortable going out, and might think that it may be just a common cold, you know? I got a little itch in my throat, or, you know, I'm a little congested. Maybe it's a common cold that I'm just catching. Take a COVID-19 test. Take your test so you can be sure if you have contracted COVID or if it's just a common cold that you have. But
Right.
we do want to make sure that you guys are still testing because a lot of people aren't even testing anymore. You know what I mean? And we don't have the
Mhm.
access to the test like we used to have.
Yep.
So again, if you need tests, I'll go ahead and drop my email and in the chat, and you guys can
I
reach out.
need tests.
You got it?
I need tests. Yes,
Oh,
I
you
need
need
tests.
that's good. Okay. Yes, reach out to me because I'll drop some off to you. And Elder Tony, let me know. I'll drop it off to you. You know we're off. We get 2 weeks off. Started next
Mhm.
week. Yay.
Oh,
So I can bring you some tomorrow at movie night or we can connect sometime in between. But I have tests and
yay.
they still work. They're not expired. And we
Mhm.
need to get them out into the community because we need to make sure that you guys have access to these tests.
Does that mean y'all gonna be off? Does that mean y'all not gonna be at the next Music in the Park?
We don't come back until August 7th.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's now I know because I didn't know, but now I know.
Yeah,
I'm
so
feeling.
we'll see you in August. We'll see you in
All right.
August.
I'm feeling away, but it's okay. We're gonna be all right.
I'm sorry. We need this break. You know how you need that time to unwind?
Yes, Lord. I
Yes.
know.
Yeah. So
So COVID is going around.
yes, COVID is going around. Like you just said, you had two friends that contracted it. I've known in the past 3 weeks, 3 people that's contracted COVID-19.
Mhm.
Thankfully, they knew to test. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? These people are well educated and they know I'm not feeling well before I go out in the community or before I associate myself with my colleagues or family. Let me take this test and see what's really going on.
Right.
So, again, if you have any symptoms, even if you think they're allergies, and it's just severe and
Mhm.
maybe you can't handle it, please test yourself so that way you know.
And you know what was a trip is that one of my friends that did have COVID, she didn't even know about the test to treat sites, and I was so surprised. I was shocked. Yeah. So when she was telling me she was down, it hit her hard, knocked all the energy out of her, and I was like, "Well, sis, did you go to the test to treat site?" And she was like, "What is that?" I was like, "What?" So yeah,
She didn't
that's
even
what
know
I'm
what
gonna
it was.
so I reached out to Nicole, and so she sent me, of course, a list of places she could go, and so she was able to pull up the very next day and be seen, be tested, and then receive some medication, and that really helped her to recover faster. I think that she was only down for like 3 or 4 days.
Okay, well, I'm glad she was able to get treated at
Yeah.
one of our test to treat sites. Where is it, here in Stockton?
Yes.
Okay, nice. I'm
Yeah.
glad that she was able to get treated. And if you don't know about a test to treat site, what that is you can go there. They will test you to see if you have COVID-19. If you do have COVID-19, they will send you home in hand with medication that will help you uh, recover from COVID-19. So there is a medication out there for you guys to use or to take to help you feel better while recovering from COVID-19. And if we need to, we'll drop the sites. Do I need to get the site and drop it in the chat?
I think so. If you would, that would be great because I was very surprised, and I know it, because she is someone who is well known in the community and very resourceful. The fact that she didn't know, I was like, okay, let me make sure then that we get that messaging out.
Definitely.
That those sites are out there, and so just a short kind of recap on that. COVID is starting to rise, not astronomical numbers. We are not in a state of emergency. There is a new booster shot that, excuse me, will be coming out and available to the community in November. So vaccines are still available, especially at the test to treat sites, and the booster shots are available. The Reach program. They will be at the Van Busker Community Center for the movie night this Friday evening. And so they'll be set up there. If you want to come and get a booster shot, definitely show up. That's where I go to get mine. I ain't even trying to waste a whole bunch of time. I just gone and get. In fact, last time I think it was we were in Tracy is when I got mine. I just actually used the gift card that I got.
Amen. Good. That's good. I hope you put it. What? Oh, it was food for less, huh?
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Mhm.
Yep,
Um,
that was a
Our provider for the booster shots is San Joaquin County Public Health Services. So they provide all of the vaccines at our clinic. So again, if you guys are interested and you need to come out and you need to get either your first series or you need to get your booster, go ahead and head up to Van Buskirk this weekend. We'll be there from 10 to 2 p.m. And they also have incentives for you guys as well. They will be offering $50 gift cards to Food for Less, I believe.
Nice. So from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.?
That's correct.
Okay. All
We'll
right.
be in Van Buskirk.
Okay. Sounds good. So the other thing then, let's just go ahead and make us a little pivot here. Let's talk about PG&E real quick. Yeah. So now now that we have shifted and we are no longer in what is called a state of emergency. We talked about it. We let y'all know it was coming, right? But let Queen Elder tell you how she found out a thing. All of a sudden, I started getting these calls for automated calls from PG&E telling me that if I didn't have my PG&E bill paid in full by 5 p.m. close of business the next day, my service was going to be interrupted. Ooh, that was traumatizing for me because, Mary, I can't tell you how long it's been.
I know.
And I had to be very honest, like if I just am real with y'all, during the pandemic, I wasn't paying my PG&E bill. And some people weren't paying theirs just because they couldn't. I wasn't one of them. I could have. I just got into the habit of not. And so they wouldn't bother me, and I wasn't thinking about that. Out of sight, out of mind. So
out of sight, out of mind. And that's easy, right? And then you start thinking, well, they're going to have all these programs. They're going to have all these programs to help me out with this past due balance when it is time to pay.
That part right there.
Let's talk about the programs.
Yeah. So the programs is for some folks that qualify for the programs, but this girl wasn't qualified for the program. They was like, show me the money.
Show me the money. Yes.
Yeah. So I had been putting off the bill, but yeah, I was just shocked. And so I called in order to find out, well, what's going on? I just paid my bill, and they were like, "Oh, yes, you did just pay the bill. We see it's posted. However, we need you to pay all the bill now." And so the people was not playing with me. They was not playing with me. Bill. I had paid. In the beginning of this year, just so that people don't think I'm crazy, at the beginning of this year, my bill was over $2,000. My PG&E bill was over $2,000, right? Mm-hmm. So I had been chunking that baby off. So when they called me, my bill was like $180.
That's awesome.
And they was like, that is awesome. Money. And they said, we finna cut you off. And I was like, I don't understand what's happening. Explain to me. And so nice young man, he gets on the line and he said, ma'am, he said, I'm sorry. He said, I've only been working in collections just for like a couple of weeks because the whole collections department was shut down during the state of emergency.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God. And it was like light bulbs going off. Oh my gosh. They said, so now it's up and the state of emergency is over. And there are so many delinquent accounts. He says that he was like, I don't even know half of the time how to even begin to engage with
I'm sure. Because a lot of people were relying on government funded programs to help them out of this situation, right? Because a lot of people are just going back to work too at the beginning of the year. So when the state of emergency ended, y'all better believe they started ripping those government funded programs out there. That's the first money that they start to pull is any money from COVID-19. So I'm letting you guys know, make sure you stay on top of it. If you have time to apply for any government funded programs now, do so because it will not be there come the next 6 months.
Look, so we trying to help y'all out. We trying to help y'all out because it's been a long time since the sister been living by candlelight. I got some candles, but I'm not trying right now to have to live by candlelight. So there are some programs that you can look into, and there are several programs. PG&E is at what we don't want is to set. I don't want to paint the picture that they're not here to assist you. They are going to do everything in their power. They have some amazing representatives that are working around the clock to take the calls from the customers. Do not avoid calling. So, step one, do you want me to put it in the chat? Step one, call PG&E. I was even nice enough to do this for y'all. I know this number by heart. 7435000. I know the number by heart. Call them before they call you, because and they're gonna call you from that number. So step one, don't avoid them, call them. Call them before they call you. In order for you to find out what programs they may have for you. I didn't qualify for any of the low income programs. However, they were able to put me on a payment plan with installments that were very low, right? And so I just needed to exercise that muscle again. State of emergency has lifted. Time for you to pay your PG&E bill, California, right?
Yep.
San Joaquin County. So there are some programs that are available. Mary, I know that you had a couple of them. Did you want to go over yours?
Well, the programs that I had pulled up was the HEAP program, which is a low income energy assistance program. They will pay, I believe right now it's up to $800. It used to be your whole bill they would pay off when we had the state of emergency here. However, I believe that they are now limiting the funds to $800. And then there is the REACH program.
So that was the first one that you just said, the low income home energy assistance program. Is that LI?
Yes, and I believe it's formerly known as HEAP only.
Okay.
I believe our community knows this one as HEAP.
Okay,
and
so
you usually can
pick
pick
up
up. Is it $1,000? They'll pay up to $1,000 off your PG&E bill, y'all. And you do have to qualify by income. So that's another heads up.
Okay.
This is one of your income-based programs that they do offer. And the other one was REACH. I'm not too sure how REACH works. It says get credits up to $300. That one I haven't heard much about, but I believe it's through the Salvation Army, if I'm not mistaken.
It's been a while since I did REACH. REACH is a monthly program. No, that's the CARE program.
That's the CARE program.
This one is the one to where you can do the application, and then they will apply a credit of up to $300 to that bill.
And so I believe this is the one you can apply for through the Salvation Army. Now, the next one was the Arrangement Management Plan, the AMP. And that one, it's also income-based. From what I heard, it's income-based, and it requires you to make all your payments on time for the first 12 months, and they will forgive your entire bill. So if your bill was $2,500, as long as you make your monthly payments on time, has to be on time with no missed payments within the 12 months, they will forgive the entire $2,500.
Okay, that wasn't the one. It's income-based too, right?
That one is income-based. I believe for that program, you'd have to be on the CARES program.
Yeah.
When I read into it, Yeah, it does say you have to be enrolled in the PG&E CARE program. So it is an income-based program as well. And then I believe we have what
let me tell you about my program.
This is the regular payment program. So if you do not meet their income, right? Their income levels that they have put out there, they will then offer you a payment arrangement. And that payment arrangement, you want to talk about it, Elder Tony?
Let me tell y'all about that payment arrangement.
She said it was very affordable, y'all.
Yeah, that payment arrangement, well, it was very affordable, but there is a little hiccup to it, see?
Okay.
So if you need to pay your regular bill in full and whatever the arrangement is on a monthly basis. Otherwise, you disqualified for the arrangement. The arrangement is broken. So if
Same.
your
Okay. So that's the same as the AMP program that they have.
except they ain't forgiving nothing for me. They
Oh,
ain't
yeah.
gonna forgive nothing after 12 months. After 12 months, you just better have finished paying it all.
Yeah.
Do I sound a little bitter, a little irritated?
I think, you know what? It's okay. This is your venting session because I think we all may be feeling like that. I ain't even gonna hold you because I was sad I didn't even qualify for the HEAP program. Okay,
Oh, I'm just
I was over
saying.
here hurt.
Last year, no, 2 years ago, was it two? Last year when I filed my taxes on my business,
Mm-hmm.
because it so through the pandemic, I had to start my own LLC as well in order for me to have a subsidized income, an additional income, right, in order to
Nice.
make sure that I could afford to live in a home.
Mm-hmm.
So with the pandemic and the state of emergency, there were cuts that were put in place for small businesses, so that there were certain tax brackets that we had in tax. Not so this year. If you have your own business in California, typically right off of the top for the franchise tax board, you paying $800.
Mm.
But last year and the year before that, you didn't have to pay that $800. It was waived because of the pandemic. We
Yeah.
were in a state of emergency. We're no longer in that state of emergency. So you're going to pay whatever it is that you're supposed to pay, you're going to pay. I got everybody calling me. I got
Mm-hmm.
student loan people calling me. Everybody calling me. Talking about the state of emergency is lifted. We want your money.
And I just want to say, while we were in that pandemic and we did have that state of emergency, I hope everyone took advantage of all them programs they had out there because it's never coming back. Don't expect for them to come back because it's not. It's never coming back.
You
So
might get COVID again, but you're not going to
you're
get that.
not going to get these government funded programs like we had them a couple years ago. So I hope everyone took advantage of it as much as you could because it's not coming back and they want their money now. And we're going to pay for it 2 times. Just
Girl.
remember, we're going to pay for it.
And I just got another email telling me that nope, we're not going to do that thing, the student loan forgiveness that the Biden administration asked for. No,
I know exactly what email you're talking about. We are reversing that $20,000 we said we was going to forgive.
Right. So in a couple of months, you need to resume your payments.
Yes.
Like, hey. So
y'all
my
be
PG&E
on alert of that too. Student loan, it used to be Sally Mae. They come and collect their money, y'all.
All of them, for real, for real.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, at the end of the day, you guys, that look, this is real life. This stuff it is catching up with us. But all joking aside, when it comes to this PG&E thing, I know that this can be scary and daunting because my bill was over $2,000, and so I can't imagine. And it took me 6 months to chunk that thing down. But I remember a time when, right, and there were many times when my lights were cut off and I was living by candlelight. So one of the things that I learned, the principle that I learned when I was coming up just in VIP ministry. Actually, I'll never forget it. Bishop Turner, he was saying, don't be afraid to call the bill collector. I was literally like, man, life skills. I am sitting in the pew, and he is. Don't be afraid. I felt like he was talking directly to me because I'd be scared to call a collection.
Or just don't answer. Like Elder Tony said a few minutes ago, do not ignore that phone call when they come through because you will be sitting in the dark. Just want you guys to know they are doing shutoffs. So,
Yes, they are.
like she said, don't be afraid to reach out to them. And if the federal government, Sally Mae, your student loans, if they start calling you, make sure you answer that phone, because they also have programs that
A
you
lot.
may be available to retrieve or be what am I trying to say? That you may be
They'll give you a deferment. And so they actually are doing
eligible for.
a lot
You
of
may be
income
eligible
based.
for.
They're doing a lot of income based deferment programs. They're
Mhm.
changing and and reevaluating what it is that you may owe.
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, what we're encouraging everyone to do is don't avoid this. Talk to them, ask them, let them know, tell them in truth, this is my situation. Now I can pay $10 a month.
Mhm.
um, 10 is better than nothing. And so, because that PG&E was willing to make arrangements for me for like $25 a month. They was willing to go as low as I needed to go, just as
Mhm.
long as I was willing to make those arrangements. I had to get unmad and irritated at the fact that they wanted their money, and say,
Yeah.
okay, give them their money, make the
Mhm.
arrangements.
Yeah.
So
No,
get
there
your card.
are programs out there that you may be eligible for. So, like she said, don't ignore the call and don't be afraid to reach out. If you know that your payment is due, or you have a past due amount, they're sending you all these notices, reach out to them so that way you can figure out what you qualify for and how they can help you. I do see a lot of these companies trying to be of assistance to the
Yes.
community and not be so much of a burden, right? So, like Elder Tony said, reach out to them and see what you can possibly qualify for if this is your situation.
So I'm going to just drop in the chat this website, a link to this website, um, in order for you all to be able to access it. And
Now, I will say the companies that may not be of assistance to you and be willing to do payment plans is these cell phone companies. Verizon Wireless, count your days, Verizon. Count your days.
Mary, stop playing.
They got me ready to go to Metro. I'll see y'all
Yeah,
later.
on Metro, I will not go back to. I am like, oh no, but that's a whole story in itself, because it ain't nothing like being in the hills where it looked like they filmed the movie Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and your phone ain't working because you ain't got
No
no
service.
reception.
Oh, you had that problem with Metro?
Uh-huh. Oh yes, girl. So I was
I've been
like,
having that
okay.
issue with Verizon, so they
Yeah,
got me
so
upset these days. They service is just not hitting like it used to, but they be wanting their money, and I be
girl.
paying them good $350. So I'm gonna need my money. I'm gonna need my service too.
Okay, so that's a whole nother conversation. But no, this was good. And so hopefully you guys find this helpful and this helpful information. Make sure that you share it. And we'll go ahead and we'll keep circulating it through. Once again, reached. They will be at where?
We will be at Van Buskirk on Saturday from 10 to 2 p.m. We will be out there with vaccines. We will have SJ Health there with their mobile health clinic. So they'll be doing preventive care for anyone that may need it. They will also be doing backpack giveaways and school supply giveaway for Conway home residents and KIPP school attendees. So
Nice.
if you are a student at KIPP school, or if you live in the Conway area, please come out and receive all these free resources they'll be offering. But if you are outside of that area, you are still welcome to come take part in our health fair.
Yeah, yeah. So, Mary, if I have never told you, I appreciate you guys. Every vaccine, with the exception of my first one, and every booster shot that I have received through the REACH program at one of your events. Um,
Thank
and it was because of the education. It was because of you guys had nurses that looked like me,
you.
that sat with me, answered all of my crazy questions, because Tony
Very
got on,
informative.
and
Yes.
they weren't hesitant, to answer my crazy questions, because sometimes, I'm a black woman, and I wanted to talk to black nurses, and I wanted my questions answered. And I just appreciate you guys for all of the work that you have done for the community of Stockton. in the San Joaquin County when it has come to informing us, keeping us in the know. And despite your opinions or what have you, because you know, y'all, we was bashing it. We tired of this COVID conversation stuff. But at the end of the day, I don't know. You know, sister might be there getting a booster shot, and I might be there. You know, like yeah.
No, I thank you for even giving us this platform to come in and be able to speak on what we have going on in the community real time. And then also giving us, you know, like I said, this platform to put out the resources and let everyone know what we all offering. So we really appreciate you. And we try to do our best. You know, we do our part.
Yeah, yeah. So you guys, if we probably won't come next month, but the month after,
September.
August. So September, we will definitely be giving updates because we'll be getting us ready for that new booster that's coming out. For those of you that want it, because that's the other thing, y'all. Ain't nobody trying to push nothing on you. We're just trying to give you information, right? And all by get an understanding. You make your own informed decision. It's your choice. I'm just telling you now, don't have COVID and then come sit by me because I didn't ask for it. I don't want it. And I don't want it even if you got it. So if you got it, you keep it. Don't offer it to me without me wanting it. I'm not giving you consent for that.
Now, September will probably be our last COVID conversation because we did not renew this grant. I'll be moving over to yes, I'll be moving over to environmental justice. So just we'll figure out where we can go from there, but we'll still be pushing out educational information.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so with that being said, and you guys know, as far as concrete development, an anti-Black conversation, we're trying to make sure you stay informed for us skin folk, right? Because we a special breed of people and we need to have our information broken down in a specific kind of way, you know?
Yes.
So we're going to keep it coming and we're going to keep it real. But I appreciate you, my sister. You have a wonderful weekend and enjoy your time off. I'm going to still call you and bother you.
Thank you. I think I'll see you tomorrow at movie night. Oh, and also just to let everybody know, we will be at Van Buskert tomorrow evening. I believe it's from 6 to 9. They'll be doing movie night. So there will be resources out there. They'll have popcorn and drinks available. So bring your blanket, your lawn chair, and come chill out in the park with us.
Nice. Oh, and mosquito repellent, because they ain't playing.
Mosquito repellent, that's right, because they ate me up last month.
They trying to carry us away. All right, you guys have a wonderful evening. Peace and blessings.
Good night.